Freudian slips. That's it.
I'm pretty sure we're going to get like a copyright strike from
No way. Stop. Not every time. Have you seen? Okay, I only thought of that one today because I randomly saw this video that popped back up that was forever old that was saying that you can sing any Dr. Seuss book like a Blink 182 song. And the guy doing it was hilarious. It was like, one fish, two fish. And I was like, they're not wrong.
But no, yeah, Sega's going to come after us. Jingle Bells is going to come after us. Freaking
How else
DJ
do you
Easy
think?
Dick is going to come
Oh my
after
God.
us.
How else do you That was a great one. How else do you think of jingles? This is insane. I don't know why I committed to this at the beginning.
Well, unless we get shut down, you got a whole other year to prepare for.
I'm ready. We need all the years, Danny. I'm not stopping now.
Well, hi, Ollie.
Hey, Danny.
Today, hi, everyone else. We're going to be, what the hell? Let me do this again. Yeah, let's try this again. Run it back one more time. Hi, Ollie.
Hi, Danny.
Hi, everyone else. This is Freudian Slips. This is a place where we get to talk about shrinks, kinks, and things in the mental health field. And today we're going to be breaking down one of the most popular personality tests in the world, the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator, also known as the MBTI. So if you've ever identified as an INFJ or an ESTP or had someone tell you that your type explains everything about you, this episode is for you.
And we're here to tell you that they're absolutely right. That's all you need to know. The end.
That's done. So really quick, what is your personal experience with the Myers-Briggs test?
I've definitely done it in the past. I don't remember when, and I think they're cute. I don't have any like strong feelings toward them, but and I don't know, maybe now as an adult, I hear way more people, like I think people are way more into like, oh, he's a Leo. Like, I don't know about that, as opposed to like a Myers-Briggs type. But I think they're good to know. Like, I like that it's crazy specific, but it's just broad enough that I think it gives you just some good ideas about people and what they might be like, how they might act in certain situations. Yeah,
it's fine.
fun.
It's fine. I do definitely get zodiac astrology vibes from it. Not my favorite. I think it's really cute. I think it's a good conversation starter, but I remember going through the program, my MFT program, when I was in school, and this being the therapist equivalent to astrology. Like, people were just raving about this. They loved the idea. They want to talk. Yeah, it was a little weird.
Well, I don't think this even got touched on in our program. I don't think so.
Let's see what we got today. Today, we're going to be talking about what the Myers-Briggs test measures, what the 4 dichotomies actually mean, and what science says about its accuracy. Okay, so what is the MBTI actually? The Myers-Briggs was created by a mother-daughter team.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was a mother-daughter team, Catherine Cook Briggs and Isabel Briggs Myers, based on the psychological ideas of Carl Jung.
I'm not going to lie. I didn't even know this had a root in psychology. I had no idea.
You thought it was just like 100% pop psychology?
Yeah, I thought it was just like a random fun little thing. Nope. I had no clue it came from. Okay, see, I'm already liking it more. That's cute.
Yeah. So it sorts people into 16 personality types, looking at 4 different preference pairs. And that word preference is really important. The Myers-Briggs isn't measuring ability or maturity. It's simply asking, what style do you tend to lean towards most naturally? So I want to keep that idea at the forefront of your mind as we go through the episode.
Ooh, okay.
So think of it like being right-handed versus left-handed, right? You can use both hands, but one you use more comfortably. One is your dominant. So it's not so black and white. It's more of a spectrum thing. So let's walk through the 4 dichotomies before we get into the actual test. So the first one is going to be extraversion versus introversion. Extraversion is annotated with an E. Introversion is going to give you an I. So those 4 little letters that come at the end, extraversion is E, introversion is I. This isn't about being outgoing or shy, which I think is a big misconception when people talk about what version they are, whether extra or intro. They think about being shy, reserved, or outgoing and loud. That's actually not what we're talking about. And so I really do appreciate the explanation given here. It's more about where your energy comes from. So Extraversion means that you tend to recharge through interaction, talking things out, engaging with people, taking in stimulation from the outside world. Whereas introversion means that you tend to recharge internally, so through reflection, solitude, or quiet one on one conversations. Everyone does both, right? Again, Myers Briggs simply asks which one feels more natural as you're starting. And so, just taking a quick little pit stop right there. Ollie, do you think that you would be extroversion or introversion?
I am literally already creating a little chart. I put O and D, and I'm writing down what I think each of us will be. We are both 100% introversion.
Okay.
Maybe not 100, but it's like we are both I's.
Okay. All
Easy
right.
peasy, I. I work out of my home. I hardly leave my house. I.
All right. Yeah, I don't think anybody's going to argue with that one for me. Yeah. Okay, cool. So number 2?
Number 2.
Number 2 is going to be sensing versus intuition. So this is going to either going to give you an S for sensing or an N for intuition because
Oh,
I's
that's
already been
also
taken care of.
confusing.
Yeah.
An N for intuition. Okay.
Yeah, I's already gotten taken by introversion.
Why can't it be I?
I don't know.
Okay,
Write a
so there's
letter.
sensing, S, or N is
Intuition.
intuition. Okay. So
Mhm.
what's the difference there?
Yeah. So this pair asks, how do you prefer to take in information? Sensing types focus on facts, details, and what's right in front of them. They like concrete information and practical applications. Whereas intuitive types, they tend to look more for patterns, meanings, and possibilities. Then they tend to be a little bit more big picture type people. So again, neither is better. One is grounded, one is imaginative. Most of us use both depending on the situation.
Oh, no, this one's hard. This one's hard. Like, I wanna say S, but I don't, because 'cause I'm very logical,
Mm.
but I think if you're gonna base things on patterns, more than, like, the imaginative kind of like, "Oh, what could be?" Like, I'm not like that, but I could see it being more N. If it's like, well, I can look at the facts and what's happening right here, right now, but then I also wanna be able to, like, zoom out and be like, "But what could this actually mean? What are the different ways this could go?" I'm gonna guess that I'm an N. I'm ah, fuck, I don't know. This one's hard because this one I think could go either way and I'd get it for both of us. What do you think you'd be? I don't well, I'm maybe for you, I'm gonna put my guess for you is also N.
Okay.
What do you think?
Sure. Let's go with those.
Oh, have you already done this?
So I have taken this years past.
Okay.
So I don't know what I am today.
Okay.
I don't know. I genuinely don't know.
Okay, I'm saying we're both N for
Okay.
now. But this one I think is difficult for people that are we are both very fact driven,
Mhm.
but you're gonna tell a therapist that they're not gonna focus on patterns?
Yeah.
How realistic is that? Okay, I think we're both INs so
All
far.
right. All right. Let's see. Number 3. Number 3 is going to compare thinking versus feeling. So if you score higher in thinking, you're going to get a T. If you score higher in feeling, you're going to get an F. Okay, so this pair is often misunderstood. It doesn't mean thinkers are unfeeling, cold hearted bastards or that feelers are illogical. It simply asks how you tend to make decisions, whereas the prior one asks how you take in information. This one pretty much says, well, what do you do with the information? So thinking types prioritize logic, consistency, and objective analysis, where feelers will prioritize values, empathy, and the impact decisions have on people. Both approaches are rational, just in different ways.
I'm going, I might go that I'm a T. I think I'm far too logical. And I think I'm gonna say you're an F.
Okay.
Because I think our job teaches us to be more of an F. But I don't know. So far I think I'm an INT and I think you're an IN.
All right. So we're starting to branch.
We're starting to we're not the exact same person anymore.
The last one.
We're not compatible. Yeah, okay, sorry, last one. Keep going.
Number 4 is going to be looking at judging versus perceiving. Judging, you're going to get a J. Perceiving, you're going to get a P. This one describes your lifestyle preferences, so how you like to approach the outside world. Judgment is going to tend to favor structure, plans, and closure. They feel more comfortable when things are decided, whereas those who lean more towards perception are going to be looking at flexibility, spontaneity, and keeping options open.
Okay, we're
Again,
J's.
everyone uses both. The
We're
question is simply what feels more natural most of the time.
J. As therapists, you and I strongly believe, will both be very heavily on judgment.
Okay.
Which is funny because I know it doesn't mean judging, but
Mhm.
it is funny that we're both therapists and this one was judgment, and I think we will score very high in it. So I
All
just find
right.
that ironic, but
Yeah.
I get it doesn't mean that. I just find it funny.
So
Wow.
now that we know what we're dealing with, do you want to take the test?
Yeah, I wanna take the test, and for the record, so I think I'm gonna be an INTJ, and I think you're gonna be an INFJ.
Okay. Okay.
But neither of us are gonna eat a PB&J. Oh. Sorry, that's the mood I'm in. Okay. Let's do it.
All right, here we go. So we're going to click the link, and we could even provide the link in the show notes so that you guys can figure out what the heck you are.
I am more excited to see my little character.
They're super cute.
Like, I like seeing those things when it's like, "You're the dreamer." I'm never the dreamer, but I just as an example, I've never gotten anything like that in my life. Okay. Are we, like, going through and saying them while we're doing them?
Do you want to?
I don't know. This was your
Let's see.
this is your vision.
All right, so question number 1. You regularly make new friends.
See, this is already hard. I don't leave my house. So I don't think I'm hard to get along with, but like, do I regularly make new friends? No, I don't leave
Mhm.
my house, but I'm not unfriendly sometimes. I'm going to go like wait, you regularly make, I'm going to slightly disagree.
Okay.
What
Complex
about
novel ideas excite you more than simple, straightforward ones.
these? Okay, never mind. Now I don't like the test. I don't know. Okay, I have a new flaw with this. I'm also the kind of person, maybe contrary to how I seem in these episodes, I'm never really like full throttle yes, full throttle no, unless your therapy notes and I think your aesthetic is shit. But other than that, I'm very like, kinda. All right, why not? Like, I don't really like lean very heavily into anything. I'm not crazy strongly opinionated.
Mhm.
So I'm one of those people that's probably, there might be one question, if any, on here that I click like disagree or agree. I'm always kind of like right around the midline, I think. Like
Okay.
that's how my brain works.
Okay.
So could that skew?
We'll see.
Like, right? But that's one of the reasons why I'm like, I don't know how accurate this is. Cause I think it also depends how people are likely to answer these very ambiguous questions.
Mhm. So just answer with your heart. So you usually feel more persuaded by what resonates emotionally.
And factual arguments. Okay, no,
Mhm.
that I can pretty clearly disagree with. But still, I'm going second to last bubble. Feels too like commitment to pick the last bubble. Your living and working spaces are clean and organized. Yeah,
Fuck yeah.
kinda. You usually stay calm under a lot of pressure. I'd say so. Find the idea of networking or promoting yourself to strangers very daunting. Okay, I can agree with that. But again, I'm picking the second to last bubble. Are you
Okay.
picking some of the like very end bubbles?
I've done that a few times, yeah.
Yeah. See, and I know which ones you did too. Yeah. You prioritize the plan and plan tasks effectively, often completing them well before the deadline. Sometimes.
People's stories and emotions speak louder to you than numbers or data.
No, disagree. I don't care about your stories. I care about facts. Just kidding. I also care about the stories, but I care far more about facts. You like to use organizing tools like schedules and lists. Okay. I hit my first big bubble. I love organizational tools. Even a small mistake can cause you doubt or your overall doubt your overall abilities and knowledge. Not
You feel comfortable just walking up to someone you find interesting and striking up a conversation. Who the fuck would do that?
I would sometimes.
Crazy people?
No, but all you gotta do is be like, "Your nails are nice. Where'd you get those done?" Like, if it's genuine and you're like, "Why does your hair look like that?" Like, like it's that hard.
No.
You're too interested in discussions about various interpretations of creative. Wait, what? Well, you are not too interested in discussions about various interpretations of creative works. Well, it depends on the creative works. I'm gonna disagree. I think I like any discussion.
Okay. So you prioritize facts over people's feelings when determining a course of action.
Agree. But see, to what extent do I agree? That's the hard part. I'm just putting a little agree, medium agree. You often allow the day to unfold without any schedule at all. I'm sorry, we're not psychopaths.
Kind of
What the fuck? Do you have a
savages.
job, Myers-Briggs? Who the fuck is doing this? Are you 5? Oh my god, a lot Dana filled out any schedule at all. Huge bubble. Give me a bigger disagree bubble. Oh my god. Okay, you rarely worry about whether you make a good impression on people you meet. I should honestly probably worry about that more. So that's going to be agree.
You enjoy participating in team-based activities? You enjoy experimenting with new and untested approaches?
A little agree. I've taken some questionable substances. You prioritize being sensitive over being completely honest. No, medium disagree. You can only tell people so much to their face before you're just a complete asshole. You actively seek out new experiences and knowledge areas to explore.
You're prone to worrying that things will turn out for the worse.
That's sad. You enjoy solitary hobbies or activities more than group ones. Well, it depends on the activity.
Fuck people.
You're like big agree. You can't imagine yourself writing fictional stories for a living. Fictional means not real. Disagree. I'd bust out a few kids' books. I'd fucking like to write a few kids' books. You favor efficiency in decisions, even if it means disregarding some emotional aspects. You prefer to do your chores before allowing yourself to relax. I think that's like a complex I have.
I'm okay with that.
In disagreements, you prioritize proving your point over preserving the feeling of others. Usually wait for others to introduce themselves first. Yes. Your mood can change very quickly. Yes. I'm a female.
You are not easily swayed by emotional arguments.
Swayed. What does easily swayed? Sorry, what does easily swayed mean though?
Means that if someone gives you a sob story, you're like, okay, I get it. Like if someone brings their emotions into it, that's where you.
You are okay, you're not easily okay. So
Or I guess another way that you can say that is if people are like giving a speech and they're always kind of like tailoring their conversation towards just riling an emotional reaction out of you rather than actually talking about the point. So pretty much any politician, then you're like, hell yeah, did you feel that? Let's vote for him.
Oh god, no. Okay. Okay. You often end up doing things at the last possible moment.
You enjoy debating ethical dilemmas.
Maybe. I don't like debating.
I've grown a lot more dissonant with that word. I do
Yeah.
like talking about it, but I
Yes.
don't like I want to talk to understand. I'm not trying to prove you wrong.
Sorry, random little aside. I literally have told Ryan before because Ryan could debate all day. He loves debating. I'm not further. Someone could be, and he's like, well, but what if it was something you were passionate about? Like, what if they said therapy's stupid? Zero part of me wants to debate. I'm like, cool. Have a good one, dude. Like,
Mhm.
I don't give a shit. This is not where my energy is going to live. So I just hate the word debate.
Mhm.
So that's throwing me off. Okay, sorry. You usually prefer to be around others rather than on your own. You become bored or lose interest when the discussion gets highly theoretical. I think I gain interest. Wait, you become bored or lose interest.
When facts and feelings conflict, you usually find yourself following your heart.
Oh, those poor people. Disagree. You find it challenging to maintain a consistent work or study schedule. You rarely second guess the choices that you have made. What did you put for that one? I'm curious what you're like for
With
that.
the second guess,
Yeah.
you rarely second guess as I'm doing it right now. You rarely second guess the choices that you make. I'm going to say, yeah, no, I agree.
Which agree bubble did you pick?
I'm putting the middle one. It's not that I second guess them, but I do think I reflect on them to make sure that like, okay, I'm sticking with it. I'm not going to change my mind, but now what?
How
Does that
funny.
make
See,
sense?
and this is where it's like, see, I also clicked the second bubble.
Mm.
But when it's like you rarely second guess choices you make, it's like, yeah, I rarely do. Because I did it. That's what I did.
Mhm.
And like maybe there's like very, very few times that I'm like, ooh, fuck. Like I should have. But other than that, it's like, nope, I made the choice I made and then I can work with it from there. But
Mhm.
see, it's funny how I think I'd be a little more in agreement with that statement than you would. But we both clicked the same bubble.
Mhm.
But that is interesting. I was curious. I didn't know if you would do that. Your friends would describe you as lively and outgoing.
What friends?
You have friends.
Strong disagree.
You really make it seem like you're this antisocial person with no friends.
You are drawn to various forms of creative expression, such as writing.
I wouldn't say I'm
I like reading.
yeah, but I don't know if that's considered creative. Like, that's not your creative expression, I think.
Oh, I see. You were drawn.
I think that's what it
Music.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fair. You usually base your choices on objective facts rather than emotional impressions. Yes. You like to have a to-do list for each day. Oh, give me that big agree bubble. I love it. You rarely feel insecure. You're how? You avoid making phone Is this a thing?
I'm going neutral. I think that's a stupid question.
No, I actively avoid making phone calls. It's a part of my personality. Everyone in my family thinks I'm insane for it.
What do you mean? Like, because again,
If a client calls me, no issue. Or if I need to call a
right,
client, no problem.
right.
If I need to drive a half hour to pick up a pizza versus like, Ollie, if you just make the call, I'll go pick it up for you. I can't do it. I
Really?
cannot call and like place an order.
Really?
I hate it. My family
Wow.
tried to force me to do it once, and they're like, "We're not having pizza unless you call." It ended up being the wrong pizza with a white sauce because I thought they said light sauce, and I was getting anxiety, and I was like, "Yeah, it sounds good." And they're like, "We're never letting you call again." So
Wow.
this is like a real thing. So that's why I just thought it was funny it came out of nowhere when it's like you avoid making phone calls actively. I actively avoid
You feel so validated with that question.
I do, but, like, not with work. With work, it's totally fine. Love talking on the phone with
Mhm.
friends, but,
Yeah.
like, to call a random Ryan wants to call about fucking everything. He's like, "Let's just call and see if they have any. Let's just call and see if they're open." I'm like, "They don't take reservations. We'll just show up and find out." Like, I get so angry. And then he puts it on speaker, and I'm like, "Take it on speaker!" I'm like, "I can't hear this." Like, I'm getting anxiety. So I don't know what
Wow.
that is. I don't know what it is. I've always been like that.
Holy crap. Again,
So
I mean, I don't know what I'm missing. No one's trying to call me, so whatever.
You're so ridiculous. Okay, you enjoy exploring unfamiliar ideas and viewpoints. Can easily connect with people you have just met. See, this is where, like, I don't know. I think I can. I think either of us can, even though we're not really people,
Yeah.
right?
If your plans are interrupted, your top priority is to get back on track as soon as possible.
It depends.
Me. You are still bothered by mistakes you made a long time ago. Fucking move on.
Oh, okay. I'm the same way. I was curious about that one for you too. I'm very like, no, I made it a long time ago. Get over it.
I don't even remember what those mistakes are.
You are not too interested in discussing theories on what the world could look like in the future. I'm starting to lean more toward yes on that.
As in, you are correct. You are not too interested.
Yeah. Because I just think the world's getting to a place where it's like, oh my God, like, yeah, we can say whatever we want. I'm not investing in a bunker. If we're going, we're going. I'm not too interested. Okay, I'm saying agree. Your emotions control you more than you control them.
What emotions?
The fact that you're a therapist. What?
When making decisions, you focus more on how the affected people might feel than what is most logical or efficient.
Next. Your personal work style is closer to spontaneous bursts of energy than organized and consistent efforts.
What?
0%.
What? Your personal
Yeah, like the way you work.
work?
Is it basically spontaneous bursts or is it just consistent and
No,
efficient?
freaking animals.
When someone thinks highly of you, you wonder how long it'll take them to feel disappointed in you.
Good.
I know I'm out here not being able to make phone calls, but like that's sad.
Okay. I was going to, Ollie, are
No.
you agreeing?
No, disagree. But I'm like, that's sad. People really feel that way.
Okay.
You would love a job that requires you to work alone most of the time. Big bubble agree. You believe that pondering abstract philosophical questions is a waste of time. Disagree. I'm offended by that. You feel more drawn to busy, bustling atmospheres than to quiet, intimate places. If a decision feels right to you, you often act on it without needing further proof. You often feel overwhelmed. You complete things methodically without skipping over any steps. You prefer tasks that require you to come up with creative solutions rather than follow concrete steps. You are more likely to rely on emotional intuition than logical reasoning when making a choice. No. You struggle with deadlines. No. You feel confident that things will work out for you. I do. I don't know where you get that. I'm just like, it'll fucking work out. But I think that's even if it doesn't work out. Okay, now I enter my email. Oh, I'm really excited to see my little dude. What are you?
What did you say?
I said, fuck yeah.
No, no. What did you think I was gonna be, and what did you
Oh,
think you were gonna be?
so I thought I was going to be an INTJ. I thought you were going to be an INFJ.
Okay, and
Do you want me to go first? Do you want to go first?
you go first.
I am indeed an INTJ. This
Wow.
obviously does not speak to my abilities as a therapist at all, but I want to pretend it does.
Okay.
Fact that I knew that. I impress myself. I am the architect. No, I'm already reading wrong. Thought constitutes the greatness of man. Man is a reed. Oh my God. Well, that's a quote. That's not what the architect is. Okay. So as an INTJ or architect, you possess a rare combination of vision and pragmatism. Your analytical mind constantly seeks to understand the world around you, driven by an insatiable curiosity and a desire to improve systems and ideas. You approach life with a strategic mindset, always looking several steps ahead and planning for various contingencies. Your independent nature is one of your defining characteristics. You value your autonomy and often prefer to work alone, trusting your own judgment and abilities above all else. This self-reliance, combined with your intellectual prowess, allows you to tackle complex problems with confidence and innovation. And most of them were like, I was 64% introvert, 54 intuitive, so that one was close.
Wow.
73% thinking, 78% judging, and 68% assertive.
So you're assertive.
I'm assertive. I didn't know that
Oh.
was a part of it.
Yeah, it's assertive or turbulent.
What does that mean?
So assertive, I'm not speaking from any kind of script here. Assertive, it tends to speak to like the confidence, whereas like the turbulence, you have a little bit more internal anxiety. While these things are pretty cut and dry, like the answer is the answer, you tend to have a little bit more anxiety when you're turbulent.
Oh, okay, yeah, because this says when I click the little thingy, it says you're likely self-assured, even-tempered, and resistant to stress, refusing to worry too much.
Yeah. So, funnily enough, I am also.
Oh, I was
And
off by one letter.
yeah, but the reason why I didn't tell you before is because the previous times that I've done this test a few times, I've always been an INFJ.
Interesting. And I thought my N and my S were going to be a little, though those were the ones that were really close for me because I was only 54%.
Hmm.
But my thinking, yeah, because that's the T. My thinking was 73. What percentage were you on the thinking?
This is the one that actually makes sense to me. So I am historically more an INFJ. If I take this test over time, I've always been very INFJ. Thinking, which brought me into INTJ this time, is at 60%. So
Oh,
I'm
okay.
still like at that border.
Okay, that makes sense. And then I think it's pretty good that I guessed INFJ.
Yeah, yeah. So I still think that that you feel me, that you got me, you got it very correct
Ooh.
today. Historically, you got it right. Today, I'm kind of leaning more INTJ. So kind of
Are you
going through
also
each one.
assertive?
Yeah, assertive. Let's go over the percentages.
Okay.
So we're both introverted, and if I heard you correctly, we're both 64%.
Oh, you're
I'm
64%
64%
too?
also.
Oh my
When
God.
it comes to intuition, what was your percentage?
54.
71.
Oh, okay. Mine was more on the cusp. Thinking, I'm 73.
60.
Okay. Judging, 78.
90.
That's awesome. And then assertive, I'm 68.
92.
I pictured you being higher than me on
Yeah.
that one. Whoa, that's fun.
Yeah. So
That
let's
is
see.
fun.
Our strengths include innovative mindsets. We're independent workers, continuous improvement, reliable performance, conceptual thinkers, objective judgments. Where our growth areas we can have discomfort networking, ignoring social dynamics, overly blunt feedback sometimes, impatient with routine, reluctance to delegate tasks, frustration with constraints. That's interesting.
It's funny, our job seems pretty accurate too. It's like you
Mhm.
thrive on intellectual challenges and the opportunity to implement your innovative ideas. It also says your preference for working independently and your dislike for office politics can hinder your career progression. And it's like, good thing we both decided to just avoid offices and people.
Yeah. When it comes to relationships, we are authentically sincere, can offer insightful advice, We are selectively loyal, which is something that, yeah, I will definitely die on that hill, where we can definitely improve on being insensitive to emotions,
Yeah.
avoiding social rituals. Okay, I kind of like that one. Difficulty sharing vulnerabilities. I don't know. Critical communication. See, this is where I start to kind of fall off.
Yeah. Yeah, see, this says I have a discomfort with ambiguity,
Hmm.
and it's like, I think I'm cool with ambiguity. I can
Yeah.
just acknowledge it's ambiguous. I think I struggle more when people need it to be something, and it's like, but it's not. It's ambiguous. Like, I think that's so it's funny. Like, I'm not discomforted, or I am I don't have a discomfort with ambiguity. So that one's funny. Or just, like, not, avoiding emotional exploration. I think you and I can both don't think we avoid it. I just place more value on logic.
Cool. All right. So, how accurate is this? I think that kind of begs the question. So, here's where the science comes in. So, as a therapist, I like to use Myers Briggs as a conversation tool. Again, I don't usually bring this up.
Yeah.
Clients are more likely to bring this up to me. I don't like this as a diagnostic instrument. As we were kind of going through strengths and weaknesses, you can kind of see even some of the questions that we were talking about. It's like, these are weird questions, but some of the strengths and weaknesses really do feel out of character. So, research
Mm.
has shown a few consistent issues with Myers Briggs. Number one is that people often get different results when they retake the test. Like I said, I've done this test a few times and I've always come up as an INFJ. And even if I read through that, that actually does still feel a lot more authentic to me. While I think I've gotten a lot better at critical thinking and being a lot more objective. I can see it. I still feel like just in everyday life, even as I'm explaining, I keep on saying I feel. I do think that I resonate more with INFJ. Even within a few weeks, some studies have shown types change up to 50% of people on retest.
Oh, I mean, it makes sense because again, it's like the amount, especially the one where I was 54%, I could easily see that being an S instead of an N just
Mhm.
based on the bubble, like the extent of the bubble I picked.
Mhm, mhm. Yeah. So the Myers Briggs test types, these categories don't match what modern psychology knows about personality. So personality traits exist on a spectrum, not on a binary, this one or that one. Even though the test itself, I think, does a really nice job at giving you that percentage. I think that's helpful in a conversation. Still, at the end of the day, you get that personality. And I think that's what a lot of people end up getting stuck on. Like, this is my personality. It doesn't matter if I was 54%, right on the cusp. This is my personality. And so now I'm going to identify with all of this.
Which is funny because I think this, you and I, whenever we talk about values and like the values exercises we have people do, those things are much more likely to not change all that much over time. Or if
Mhm.
they do change, it's because like probably some crazy, like a death happened in the family or just like a sudden illness, like something probably like really extreme and potentially sudden happens that can like change our values. But for the most part, our values remain really consistent over
Yeah.
time. And so I guess I find that interesting. And that's why I use things like values more when I'm working with couples and seeing, like, okay, how's the quote unquote compatibility here versus things like a personality test.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, as we're looking at some of the strengths and weaknesses, I think you could probably already tell that this doesn't reliably predict job performance, relationship success, or real world outcomes. There's a lot of things where we're like, "Hey, we're therapists. This does not feel like very authentic to us or true." The more scientifically supported model today is actually something called the Big Five, which measures personality on continuous dimensions rather than types. But here are the key points. The Myers Briggs can be incredibly useful, not for prediction, not for diagnosis, but as a way for people to reflect on themselves, explore their preferences, and talk about differences without judgment. I think that's a huge strength.
Yeah. No, I like that. And I think sometimes too, people maybe like it was easy for me to decide which one I think we both were,
Mhm.
but I think someone might get a result if it's like nothing like what you thought of yourself as, then I think that could be like a really interesting point of reflection. For what it's worth too, I think it's funny when it's like architects you might know or other people that are architects. The first one, I can never pronounce their name, Nietzsche. It's the
Nietzsche.
existentialist. Nietzsche. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's there. He's our first one. That's like architects you might know. And I'm like, how funny. But yeah, I mean, I think they're fun. I think they're cute. Honestly, I like the 16 personalities more. Like, I like that you get like the architect and it tells you what that is about and like the little strengths and weaknesses that might come with it more than just the like INF or INTJ part.
Yeah. So this is a very popular test. It's easy to understand. It feels affirming and descriptive when you get your little character. It's really cute. You can check out the website. It's widely used in organizations, coaching, and team building, and it gives people shared language, which I always like when talking about preferences. So, again, the MBTI doesn't claim to measure skill, maturity, or mental health. It measures preferences. Like being left handed or right handed, it tells us what style you're most comfortable with, not what you're capable of. As far as effectiveness, you have some strengths, so it's useful as a conversation starter. So, if you are on a date, or if this is one of your, if you like it for a kind of a therapy icebreaker, this might be something that you do to bring into session to start your work so you can see what your percentages are and where you might, some of your growth areas. This might be a nice place to give you a little roadmap. It helps you reflect on communication and decision making styles. It's non judgmental, it's accessible, and it can go well for building team cohesion and self awareness. Yeah.
Yeah, I could see work doing this or like workplaces doing this as like an icebreaker type thing. But I think anyone that would put too much weight on this or view this as like it's given me a little bit of attachment style vibes where people are just like, oh no, but like I'm anxiously attached and they're avoidantly attached and like this will never work. Or like I think when people things are great as like a good thing to know or like, oh, why is that? And how can we kind of use that to our benefit or learn from it or work with it? But I think when people put too much emphasis on it and it's just like never dating a Scorpio rising again, that's where I have a little bit of issue with it.
For sure. Yeah.
Not to say I know anything about that and maybe those people are right. So I could be the dummy here.
Has its strengths, but of course it has its limitations. Again, the MBTI has questionable reliability, so people often receive different results when retaking the test. This was actually shown in two studies that I looked at, one done in 2005 and the other one done in 1909. Um, they both reported that Jungian types don't consistently emerge in factor analysis studies. Weak predictive validity, so the MBTI doesn't reliably predict any job performance or relationship outcomes, and these types versus traits. So it sorts people into binary categories, but personality research overwhelmingly shows that these traits are on a continuum. So I thought this was fun. This was really nice to kind of relive one of those small little phases when I was in school. If it works as a nice little icebreaker for you guys, I hope you use it. This is something that can help a therapy session or just a conversation with a friend or loved one. So I hope you had a nice time. How was this for you, Ollie?
This was fun. I loved doing this. This was a great time. I love that we're both architects. I love that. And see, this is where I think it's fun too, is we have such different styles on the podcast. We talk so differently. We look at things from very different angles. But, and again, just this time taking it, we were both INTJs. And so, like, I think that's so funny because we don't seem like spitting images of each other and like have the exact same personality. But I think that even is more to show that, yeah, this isn't like telling you what your personality is like. It's just your preferences and what you naturally lean towards. So I loved it. I think these things are so fun. And I think, yeah, anything that sparks a conversation where people can just talk about stuff and get to know themselves a little more and get to know other people, I'm game.
Yeah. So I hope you guys take the test just for a conversation. And in the comments, wherever you're listening to us, send us your personality.
Let us know if you're also architects.
Yeah.
And assertive. I don't know why that's like an add-on, but
No.
why is it not a part of the thing? Well, I don't know. But let us know what your thing is. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
I'd be really interested to know someone that just is totally opposite.
So what is the opposite?
All emotion. What would it be? It'd be a
No.
ES. If you're an ES.
F.
FP.
ESFP.
Like that is, I don't think I've ever even heard that. Because I feel like I've heard people talk about this. I've never heard of an ESFP.
We'll see.
Let's tell us. Tell us if you are. And then you're not assertive, you're turbulent. ESFPT.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Listen to that.
Me
Let's hear from that ticking time bomb.
Yeah, me and Danny will be like, we have no idea how to understand you. I just picture those questions that are like, I wake up every day, zero plan in life. And it's like, what? Oh, those are great.
All right. So next time?
Fun. Yeah. See you next time, Danny. That was great.
All right. See you next week.
Bye.